My use of color involves mixing. So as you can see from my palette table, I'm a believer in finding color, not nameable color, but unnameable color. So you have to consider the hue, so the type of color that you're using, the value, and then the intensity. Really think in terms of how you're orchestrating every single individual color, and then how are you playing that off the colors that are around it. My color is basically very intuitive, and it's very personal, and it's all about being discovered. Always consider the intensity of the color. And there are about 3 different ways that you can go about changing the intensity of the color, and I use all 3. Altering its complementariness. So you add the complement to that color, and that will knock it down completely. So you have to do that very gradually and very carefully. The other way to change the intensity of a color is to add gray to it. So not just by adding black, which basically changes its value, but the inclusion of both black and white together radically changes the color and makes it feel as if it's antiquated. So that's a different version of a muted color, so that it has a certain type of history to it. Then the third way is by the inclusion of an earth tone. So you take like a burnt umber or a burnt sienna and you add that to a color, and it shifts it a little bit more toward a warm version of a color, but at the same time it knocks down the intensity quite a bit. Changing the intensity of color makes them more intriguing, right? So the colors become a little less obvious. You know, they seem a little more just offbeat. I like your questions.